Okay, so how I came to live in Europe. It's a long story, but I'll condense it for you. I'll make it a little bit shorter. Uh, First of all, I was a teacher for about 6 or 7 years in America, and I was really trying to find my identity. What is it that I wanted to do? I didn't really want to be a teacher, but it kind of fell in my lap. So I became a teacher, and every year after school, I tried to find my side hustle. So one year I was a youth pastor. Another year I worked for the government helping kids write laws. Another year I was a women's basketball coach. And my last 3 years, I just decided to just enjoy life, spend money, and do whatever I wanted to do. But for me, I was open to the idea of some new adventure. So, just so happens that I started dating a basketball player who is a Czech citizen. And so over the years, it turns out that she's really good, and it looked like she's gonna go pro. And so that's when the first idea popped in my head. I will be moving to Europe. Sounded like a cool idea. I had no issue there, but it was kind of just like a little idea. Then she ended up signing a contract to play in Europe. And so I was like, okay, cool. And at the exact same time, there was a woman who I worked with in America, and she had already moved to the Czech Republic, and she was working, and she just so happened to say, hey, we have an opening for a geography teacher. And at the exact same time, my girlfriend at the time, she signed her first contract. So I was like, cool, we'll move, support you in your basketball career, and also I will be starting this new life and finding some type of new adventure and whatnot. So we moved, but we did not live in the same city together. The visa process was super long and expensive. If you remember, I had to go to Washington, D.C., and I went there, and they said you have the wrong stamp. And then I had to go to Baton Rouge because they needed a special stamp from the special state. Anyway, it was a lot of money, a lot of hassle. Anyway, I got here, and so now I've been here for a year, and I like it. We broke up, but I decided to stay because the quality of life here is very nice. You get paid pretty much half. I would say my salary is half of what I made in the United States, but it's okay because things are cheap here. For example, I live in a nice apartment in a great location, and it's like $550 a month. But again, you get paid less, so it all evens out. But food is cheap, atmosphere, everything. And I also just so happen to figure out that I can play at a really high level of basketball if I practice and try hard. So that's really been my new purpose and focus, is really trying to win a championship at the highest level of basketball here. So that's how I decided to move to Prague. It was to support my then girlfriend in her sports, and it was also to just do some new adventure, something new. I'm ready to go see it. And I'm always into international stuff, countries. I know all the countries in the world, the flags. It's always been my thing. I love traveling, so why not move to the heart of Europe? And then ever since then, I think I'm up to 25 countries now. So I've really been traveling and taking advantage of that. And people always ask, this is another big question that they ask, they say, well, when are you going back? And so I don't know. Okay, because I like it here. It's nice. The thing is, I miss my friends, and living here has made me really appreciate my friends. Like, when I go back home, I want to see my friends every weekend. I want to make special time for my friends, special time, special people, link up with people, have dinner with people. Living here has really made me think of how I should have lived in America. And in America, there's just so much more money to make, to be honest. It's ridiculous. But here, I just really enjoy it. So I'm not going home until I feel like here is no more. There's no need. There's no more adventure. There's nothing new to see. The original plan was to go back home once I saw every single country in Europe, and then I started trying to travel to every country in Europe, and I started realizing that not every country needs to be visited. Sorry, there are some boring countries out there. So I'm still trying to visit as many countries as possible, but yeah, so that's how I came here, and then I'm going home. I envision maybe, I don't know, I don't want to give you all the time, but yeah, so that's how I came to Prague.